There is so much to do, so much to achieve. In reality, the work is never done. There's always a next step that requires your attention, that requires your time. This is a tricky part of life to navigate. And this is something that I'm figuring out as I go along as well. And it's a slippery slope, and it can be deceiving and treacherous. The things that we set out to do and the things that we place importance on. For example, in everything you set out to achieve, there might be some things that are primary focuses. This is your primary goal. And then there are secondary or auxiliary focuses that support this main goal. And in theory, the second one, the latter, they should boost the first one. But if you pay close attention, you'll notice that sometimes they can actually distract you from the first one. So plan B, it's not really plan B, but it's more that what's supposed to be a supporting activity becomes a distracting activity. And why is that? It's probably something to do with the fact that the primary activity, the primary goal, your main focus is also probably the most scary one, the most challenging one, the one requiring the most of your time, and therefore it's more likely that you're gonna experience fatigue on that front. But you always gotta come back to the main mission, to the main focus. And some ways to do this is to stay cognizant, stay aware of what's happening. One excellent way to do this is to, at the end of every day, review what went wrong, what went right, what could have gone better, what was a win, what should I double down on. Just reflecting on this will keep you in check. And if you start drifting, you will catch it soon. That's why I recommend doing this every day. Not every week, definitely not every month. That's good for longer strategic sessions and outlooks. But you want to do a daily session. It doesn't have to be long. It can be 5, 10, 15 minutes tops. And it's good if that's a general part of a more expensive process. That's sort of the planning of the next day. They go hand in hand, they go together. But this is very vital. It's so easy to get distracted. And it's one thing to get distracted with the obvious things. Partying, video games, drinking, all those other fun activities. Sure, there might be time and place for that if you so choose to make that part of your life. Personally, I found it's easier to just block that all out. In fact, I enjoy being productive and just working on the mission and making progress there. I find that way more fulfilling than any of these other things. And once you stop engaging with them for a while, your baseline resets and you don't even crave them or long for them anymore. That's a bit of a side note. But coming back to the main point of keeping the main thing, yeah. You know, one thing to be distracted with the typical things, but it's a bit trickier when you're getting distracted by, in essence, good things like maybe your training, maybe your content activity, something like this, right? Building your presence. Could even be a healthy and beneficial social life. It's very easy to let those things become a distraction. And to replace the core activity with a sort of substitute for that. For example, in training, a lot of guys get caught up in perfecting their technique. It's good to have good technique. Mine should be a lot better, and I'm working on it. But it's easy to lose sight of why you want good and better technique in the first place. It's so you can beat your opponents. So never let the means become the ends in itself. Always keep sight of the end goal. So if you only prioritize technique training and forget about strength and conditioning, your intensity, fight IQ, yeah, you're sort of missing the forest for the trees. And the same happens in business. We get hyper fixated on KPIs. In sales, this could be number of outreaches made, number of calls made. Those would be the obvious ones. And sometimes it's very easy once you get the hang of it to just keep doing more outreach, just do more outreach. Because at some point you figure out that game and it becomes sort of safe to, yeah, just rack up those numbers. It feels good. It feels productive. But if in the meantime you lose sight of actually closing and converting those outreaches to calls and calls to closes, yeah, this is where you start drifting. So keep coming back to the point of staying focused on the main mission. And don't get distracted by side missions. Don't get distracted by the means. Stay focused on the end. And if you do that, eventually you're gonna hit that goal. You're gonna get there. Keep it in mind. Keep reviewing yourself daily. And if you need a reminder, save this video for later. And there will be more of this content. I am doing a daily video with insights from fighting, mentality from martial arts applied to life and business. So if you enjoyed that, follow me for a daily update, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Stefano Sanabria, exec and Muay Thai practitioner. And I hope you enjoyed it.